Wow, I'm hearing you talk and I'm feeling this like it's like a fear of um nothingness.
Mm.
Because when you speak about there being no agenda, it's like, oh my God, okay, I just I just am, and that like full stop. There's no kind of I'm becoming or I'm
Going to be or nothing.
ah. Mm,
And it is a real fear. And so that would be something that you would sit with, being nothing.
mm,
And that's a lot of what keeps people's minds busy, and the stories and the ideas and getting somewhere and doing something and being something and unraveling the onion peels, layer by layer, because it keeps people still busy, but they feel like they're getting somewhere. But to actually really get somewhere, it's like an implosion. So instead of doing this, peeling the onion processes, you're actually stopping and going boom to nothingness, nothing to do, nothing to be, nothing to process, nothing to fix, except be here with this.
mm,
And that's the doing and the non-doing. That's the duality that they talk about. Some people talk about that.
mm. Feels like all the structures in my mind about quote unquote healing are like falling apart because it's like the work of Byron Katie feels almost redundant when I find a story that my mind is telling me and I question it. Like it really is still going to the story. And this
Mm.
is seems different.
It is. And, there are lots of people saying lots of different things because there's lots of different people that require different methods. That's all. There's nothing wrong with any of them. It's just, why not have so many people and ways to access yourself?
Mm,
And some people aren't ready for this type of teacher or that type of teacher. They're at different places. They're fearful or they're scared or they don't want to go there yet and they're delaying it. But ultimately, it's just everything is just about being here.
yeah. Just on that last point, I felt when I first met you 2 years ago, it was it was too much for me. Like I would listen to you speak about your experience and I felt I couldn't connect with it and I felt distant from it and that made me retreat. And like only now do I feel as you speak, some of it, lands and feels like an invitation. Whereas back then it was like, oh, I just yeah, I couldn't get it. Um, Not that there's something to get, but I felt I couldn't meet you.
Yeah, that's okay. Yes. And that's possibly one of the things is, the fear of exploring who you are and being with everything and becoming nothing. You're not a story and you're not a past and you're not a future. It's very confronting for most people because then who are they? And we're so taught to be somebody, aren't we, all the time?
Yeah.
And you've got to unravel all of that until you pop into being nobody. And then it's actually amazing, but you don't know
Wait, what part don't you know?
that it's amazing being nothing.
Yeah.
because that's what they talk about, is the bliss, because there's nothing going on.
Mm.
So it's just the absence of the other brings about this so-called bliss, freedom, you know, and you can use words, but it's the only way to sort of speak to people about another possibility for your life.